So would you like to save $50,000 on your taxes and get to drive one of these as a privilege for doing so? Well, people do it around this time of the year, at the end of the year, and it's all allowed by an IRS thing called Section 179. And for small business owners, it's an interesting idea. It's also not a free lunch, and I'll talk a bit about how it works and why you shouldn't do it in this video. So the way Section 179 works is basically you can go buy a vehicle over 6,000 pounds gross vehicle weight, and you basically get to deduct the entire cost of that vehicle from your taxes in this calendar year. It's called bonus depreciation. So this is fully legal, fully allowed, and basically it deducts it all from your income. And by doing that, you pay less taxes because you have less income. So step one is you go down to your local dealership and you buy a G-Wagon or an Escalade or something big over 6,000 pounds. And then step two is you have to use that vehicle exclusively for your business purposes. So this is where the catches start to come in. That vehicle has to be used for you to do your business alone. So you can figure out a way to use a G-Wagon for your business, you're in good shape. But otherwise, it's got to be exclusive for your business. And you and your accountant do your taxes this year, and you deduct the full value of that from your taxes. So you don't have that as income, and therefore you don't pay taxes on that money. The upside is lower taxes. The first downside is, well, depending upon your definition of cool, you may look like a dork driving around in a G-Wagon. Though, depends on your definition of cool. And look, some of this can be real big money. I was looking at G-Wagon, which is a Mercedes car listings before doing this video. Like, some of them are $200,000. And I don't know where you guys live, but here in San Antonio, where housing is cheap and the land is easy, you could buy a whole house for that much money. So $200,000 purchase, and let's say you're generously at a 25% tax bracket, right? That's $50,000 that you get to do in tax savings. Like, that's some serious money. And it gets even more interesting when people finance the purchase of that G-Wagon, right? Let's say you only put $50,000 down, or even $25,000 down, then you sign a note for the rest of it. As I understand it, and I'm not a CPA, you still get to write off the rest of the whole value of that truck, even though you financed it. Pretty crazy. So then kind of the next step is you drive the car for a couple of years. Let's say you keep it for 2 years, it depreciates by 50%. Your $200,000 car, you sell it for $100,000. And then you go from there. So this leads us to the first problem, which is your cost basis from an IRS perspective is $0 because you depreciated the whole thing. So that 100K, well, in a few years when you sell it, that counts as income. So not great. And that leads to the second problem with this whole scheme, which is it's a $200,000 truck. Do you really need to be driving around in a $200,000 truck? And the short answer is typically you don't, when a $25,000 truck will do just as good of a job. Speaking from a guy who drives a $15,000 car, I can tell you, it doesn't break down, gets me everywhere I need to go. And that leads us to our third and final problem with all of this is when you go and buy a stupid ass large vehicle like that, what kind of message does that send to your employees and your teammates? If they see the boss driving a $200,000 car, how much do they think you're truly worried about the bottom line of the company and worried about keeping expenses down? Which to me is the biggest reason I never do schemes like this. It just sends the wrong message to everybody in the team. But look, if you want to do this stuff, play these games, by all means do it, but understand what you're getting into, and definitely go talk to your CPAs and legal advice before you do it, not just some random dude recording a video while he's walking across downtown San Antonio. And if you like this kind of stuff, subscribe and check out our newsletter in the bio. See you, bye.